Genshin Impact is an amazing popular RPG with billions of downloads from people all over the globe. The gameplay must be amazing, the story must be most captivating. Oh, well, wow. Well, it always wasn't like this. At the start of Genshin Impact, everything was already booming. Just at the start of its career, it had already gained 16 million players logging in monthly. Fast forward to 2023, that number quadrupled into 65 million. Being on top of headlines, news, and content from the game being created left and right with all this popularity. What happened and what led to this? Although Genshin has been one of the most popular games within the past few years, why has it suddenly dipped? We see creators and players leaving the game left and right, and the game's popularity gradually decreasing, getting lower and lower, and leading you here. A video on trying to enjoy Genshin Impact again. Honestly, I could just give you a list telling you what to do and the reasons why to do these things like I did in the last video, but it would be as if I were giving you hollow messages that sounded emotional if I didn't try these myself. So, let's try these. Set goals. Okay, if we're going to go back to Genshin, we should have some goals in mind so that when we actually play, we don't get lost and completely quit the game immediately. So, here are some goals that I've written down. Defeat Ashda with just Kazuha, try out a completely new different team, get at least one character to do 1 million damage, play with other people, and sit somewhere. We'll be having a week on trying to do all of these goals, and hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have them all checked off. So, let's get started. Okay. Day 1 of the challenge, starting now. For day 1, I started off immediately by setting my goals for the day, which were to defeat Ashdaha and create a new team. After finishing my commissions, I went straight to Ashda in hopes of defeating it on our first try. Yet, I was left with a bitter taste in my mouth. No. Oh. I tried again, but it was just evident that I was just not ready. I didn't have the dodging skills, fighting skills, or knowledge to defeat this big, enormous frog. So for now, I am defeated. I moved on to the next goal, which is trying to create a new team. Use what you have. If you're like me, I completely forget about the other characters that exist in this game if I don't like them. I just keep wishing and wishing for the characters that I like and neglect the ones that I don't. But today, we're going to change that because just like the goal we have written down, we're going to take a look at our roster and find a team that'll either make us have a new perspective with the playstyle or never touch them again and bench them forever. I eventually ended up with Sucrose, Lisa, Yayo, and Jean, but after further tinkering with the team and thinking of the amount of time given, I switched out Jean with Cookie. I started building them with the materials that I had, and once I did that, I started to farm their bosses in order to level them up. Once I was finished with that, I attempted to see what was the highest number I could do with Raiden Shogun, because I planned to use her as the character that will do 1 million damage, which was 148,238, and that puts an end to day 1. We've had a decent start with the new team being created, and hopefully by the end, we'll see them being incredibly strong compared to day 1. Let go of the meta. I'm gonna be honest, when I first started out Genshin, I was a huge meta slave. Like, huge meta slave. I used to compare every character to each other and made sure I only built the good ones. And well, it did do me good. Now I have characters that are a breeze to play with, but from my experience, the times I really had fun was when I played with the characters that I actually liked. Like this one team that I have, which is Kara, Kaizo, Kazuha, and Bennett. It's the most fun team I've had in so long. I'm a really big Anemo fan and I just love the way you can just play around with them. And it really brings me joy to just play and use this team. What I'm trying to say is, don't worry too much about the correct way to do this or the perfect team. Just play the way you really like. Day 2. I started the day off with the intention of building Lisa as much as I could. But first, I did my commissions. After that, I immediately went to defeating bosses and went to the Sarenat Zipa to get some books. Yet I realized, I hadn't gone into the house for so long. I got so distracted and started placing down so much furnishings. After having fun with that, I enjoyed the scenery within the teapot, appreciating what it has to offer. Then I went back to farming and enjoyed some more scenery. I decided to chill out and do the fun event. Then I beat up the dragon. I got bored and decided to go on top of the Tenshukaku and appreciate the scenery. Then I bullied some Kairagi. Then I went back to farming and named our team Su Li Yao Ku, Sucrose, Lisa, Yao Cookie, and decided to test our damage, which gave us 23,551 with only level 1 talents. And that's day 2. We did a lot of farming, but it'll all be worth it in the end, I hope. Day 3. Started off by switching up the raiding team to get all of that damage, then went to farming Lisa's books since her talents are still at level 1. Then we did her commissions, leveled her up, and decided to showcase her damage. And we got 52,062! That's double the damage from yesterday! Then we did the fun event to distract our minds from the 52,000! Then I started building Sarah since she's a big factor in trying to achieve 1 million damage. Then went into someone's teapot for that battle pass and decided to chill at the Wangshu Inn. Today was a very chill day with lots of farming, but we gotta do what we gotta do to get that 1 million damage. Day 4. I immediately went farming for Sarah and did my commissions, and realized Lisa can hit from high places. Finished commissions, then farmed. Then I did a fun event and decided I was going to do the 4th goal. Co-op. Ever since I started playing Genshin, I never really liked playing with other people. Oh my gosh, I sound like those TikToks with Genshin players that have 0 friends that never touches grass. Anyways, I mostly enjoyed playing by myself, doing quests and leveling characters, but sometimes my friend would ask me to help them with bosses, and I really didn't mind at all. But for me, the co-op feature is only used when I no longer have materials for my character. But today, we're actually going to do co-op, not for the sake of getting materials, but to just talk with a person. So I spammed the request button thinking nobody was gonna accept. Then, I was pretty anxious. I thought I was gonna get kicked out immediately, but we actually had a good conversation, which was really unexpected. I didn't expect to have a proper conversation. The conversation eventually ended, but I was shocked on how much that made my day. Then I decided to try to see how high the Raiden Shogun could go, and got to 142,050! Then I raised Sarah's weapon to level 90. This day was a productive day. I got to cross off something off the list, and I'm starting to enjoy Genshin again. Day 5. I did the usual, farm, commissions, events, then decided to explore Sangonomiya since I just haven't been there in a while. I eventually ended up going to Enkanomiya and made it my goal to reach the middle. Once I got there, I got curious if there was anything at the top, so I climbed, and was just shocked on how cool it looked. And look how Lisa makes everything purple. It's so cool! Going down, I suddenly got an achievement. Then I went back to farming, and went to the sakura trees with Lisa, and just appreciated how everything looked. I felt a sudden surge of confidence, decided to fight Ashdaha, so I cooked the best food buffs, then decided to start fighting. I fought confidently, but sadly failed. I got really sad seeing other people online doing it easily, but my spirits were still high. Day 6. I immediately went to my commissions, farmed, and discovered that the sky also turns purple in the teapot. Then decided to do Layla's quest for books, but I got a bit carried away. Next thing I knew, I had already done all of the endings. After that, I did some more farming and tried to use Sarah with Lisa on a ruined guard. Then I got to Brave and tried to fight Mago Kenki, and well, I got so desperate to prove my team was strong, so I just ran all over the place beating stuff up. I'm pretty grateful for choosing Lisa. She's starting to grow on me, and she's pretty fun. Day 7. I started off panicking because today is day 7, the last day. So I planned to finish all of the goals by the end of the day. Then I did my commissions, raised Sarah, and while farming, I found a challenge. I've had this game for 2 years and I missed this. And this happened. Wow, I'm gonna get a 5-star. Wow, I'm gonna get... What? Then I planned my food buffs. Before logging in, I studied Ashdaha's every attack pattern. I gained confidence and then the fight started. And I failed. But I went back and tried again and failed again. I decided to glide to cool off. Then I eventually came back to fight Ashdaha for the 7th time this day. And everything was actually going well. I was dodging right and I got disconnected. But when I got back, I was still in the domain, but I eventually failed again and again. I started to doubt myself and logged off to chill out. I came back later and I kind of accepted it if I wasn't able to defeat Ashdaha, but I still tried and I died again for the 9th time and then for the 10th time. At this point, I've spent well over 5 hours fighting. It was already 9 PM. At that point, I just gave up and moved on to getting 1 million damage. And I got 270,871! But it still isn't 1 million. So I tried again and got 332,112! But it still isn't a million. I've already spent a week trying to get it, so I did the last goal instead, which was to sit somewhere. It might be confusing to see sit somewhere as a goal, but I'll explain when we get to the top. Appreciate everything. I've been playing this game for over 2 years now, and I never really appreciated what it had to offer. So I think it's important to sometimes just admire the scenery and just enjoy everything. Sure, the numbers and damage are important too, but being grateful for just the scenery makes you enjoy the game so much more. This game offers so much beautiful sceneries everywhere. All you have to do is sit down and take in the scenery. So I believe being able to be grateful for what the game has to offer is as important as the damage and numbers in this game. Conclusion. After playing a week of Genshin Impact with goals in mind, it did leave an impact on me. It was incredibly fun to be able to play again and explore. I even stepped out of my comfort zone. This game is beautiful and has so much to offer with a price tag of $0, and sometimes you just have to appreciate it. It's given me amazing memories that I will treasure and have fun looking back on, but honestly, I no longer see myself playing in the long run. I might tune in to do my commissions, but I won't put in as much effort as I did before. But I'm glad I was able to be a part of this journey. But for me, there are just more important things to tend to, such as this YouTube channel, schoolwork, and life in general. So in the end, do I love Genshin Impact again? Well, kind of. I love the memories it has given me and the enjoyment it has brought, but eventually, all things must come to an end. As Zhongli said,
Should the day ever come that we are not together, you will continue to shine like gold in my memories.
if you made it to the end of the video, well then, congrats! First of all, I want to thank you for all of the people that helped me gain this achievement. I'm really grateful for all of your comments and support. I won't be able to reply to every one of you, but I truly am grateful for all of the support you guys have given me. I'll make sure that all of the videos I post will be better than the last one. Thank you everyone. I truly won't let any of you down.